Hello? Okay. My mic was muted, I think. If it wasn't, then I'm just gonna repeat myself. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Muv Luv Alternative. Last time we made some big strides with Sumika. She's seeming more human day by day. Still a lot to work on. But I think it is just generally going well. And we even taught Prakashawadi, who has the very realist mindset. It's nice to see, I guess. But yeah, let's continue on, and I guess we'll start by chatting with Sumika. Sweet, looks like the coast is clear. This spot will be perfect. Feels better than being cooped up in that dark, stuffy room, doesn't it? If you don't like it, though, we can always go back. See, look at her, man. Compared to, like, the first couple times we met her, she can actually have a conversation. After all, we couldn't eat in the Piet, not unless everyone else was busy training. I can't just parade her around in front of the whole unit without Yuko-sensei's permission. None of them know the 00 unit even exists at this point. Well, maybe the captain knows it exists at least, but definitely nobody else. Does she have the rabbit I made her? Oh, she does. Wasn't sure how she'd take it, given that it's based on a memory I shared with Sumika back in my world, but it looks like she's pretty fond of it. Success. Though I don't want to jump to conclusions and assume it's the reason she responds so naturally yesterday. I like to believe it is, but that's just wishful thinking for now. Either way, it's really great to see her wearing it. Hell, even if she doesn't see any deeper meaning behind it, and thinks it's a cute keychain, that's good enough for me. Yeah, as long as she doesn't hate it, it's just a win-win, I guess. Well, okay then, let's have a seat and chow down. In order to perfectly replicate a human body, the 00 unit was designed with a working digestive system and even a functional taste buds. I think it's important to have her start using them. That is nice. Of course, it's not as though she can actually process the food and absorb its nutrients, but she still, like, poops. Is that what happens? But does she just, like... Well, she has a digestive system, right? So, yeah. But even so, I still think it's important for her to eat proper meals and not just the nutrient paste they develop for the 00 unit. She's never done a thing like a human being unless we treat her like one. True? Ooh, look at that. Kind of a CG. By kind of, I mean literally. Ta-da, today we're having the miso broiled macro special. Not the biggest macro guy, but I get it. This is one of the best synthetic meals they've got. It's super popular. There's so many people in this world who don't ever get to eat anything like this. It does kind of feel like a waste since she doesn't actually need the nutrients, but it's gonna help save humanity, so... Yeah, you can spare a fancy meal to save humanity. I feel like that's a great trade deal. This is the piece... This is the piece de resistance from the repertoire of the UN military's very own Iron Chef, Miss Kyozuka. What do you think? Looks pretty tasty, huh? It's not like she would know. Aw, come on. Food is one of the life's few great pleasures. That I agree. Wow. Or, whoa. We're actually having a normal conversation. She's doing great today. Yeah, though there was a time when you guys almost took all the joy out of it for me. That lunchbox hell and the class took off. All those memories from my world feel a lifetime away now. It has been a while. Macro. Get a nice piece of macro. And pink chopsticks? She's dripped out already? Oh, she's eating. She's even using her chopsticks the right way. Way to go, Sumika. She do be nomming. How does she like it, though? How is it? Does it taste good? Huh? Sorry for what? Did Kasumi's habit of apologizing all the time rub off on her?
はい。
Oh,
あ
synchronized. Huh?
なんだ、いらないの？
Huh?
いいよ。私が自分で食べちゃうから。
Yeah, you do that. Man, there really is something different about her today. Is that she's a completely different person. That sounded almost exactly like the Sumita I remember. Minus the emotion, I guess. I know I shouldn't get all spun up over every little improvement I notice, but still.
何？
Oh, nothing, sorry. It's too early to assume she is regaining her old self. Giving her that rabbit felt meaningful to me, but I can't expect too much this soon. My mind's really eager to connect this Sumiko with the girl in my memories, but there's a good chance this could all just be a coincidence.
おいしいね。
Yeah? Glad you liked it. Go on, eat up. Regardless, she's still acting like a normal human being, which is a huge step forward. She showed some pretty dramatic improvement last night, too, but nothing quite this natural. But I did push her pretty hard yesterday, so I'd better play it safe today. I won't try to goad her into acting like Sumika Aino. I'll just talk to her like any random person.
この味で思い出したんだけど、ちょっ
Ooh.
と前にも一緒に食べたよね。サバみ、
Huh? When was this? I mean, this is fake, but we did?
あれ違ったかな？みつるぎさんや榊さんたちも一緒だったじゃない？
Yo! This is like her tapping into memories from, that extraverse. Because she does have the quantum brain, right? So she can do that, I think. I'm not actually sure. But I thought they said, like, she's connected to all Sumika's brains or something. Man, class rep, is she getting those names from my memories? She shouldn't know those two in this world. But when did I ever eat miso broiled mackerel with the whole gang back in my world? It wasn't during the cook-off. And I don't remember it being in any of the lunches they made for me. Weird. Or maybe it's from a completely different verse, I guess. Actually, maybe she's remembering a time she ate it with this world's version of me before. No, that's not possible. Because the others didn't know each other, I believe. No, it must have been Casimir. Wait, that actually makes a lot of sense. I forgot about that. Yoinked. Yoinked from Casimir. Sumi couldn't have eaten anything a few weeks back because she was still just a brain. And she couldn't have eaten it with the other meat either. This is Miss Kiyozuka's signature recipe after all. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's actually true. And Casimir already knows everyone from Squad 207. So Sumika must have read Casimir's memories with me, and now she's treating them like her own. Or maybe Casimir's been deliberately feeding her those memories to keep her from going insane. She probably does share. She probably did share everything that happened with Sumika after. That actually makes a lot of sense. Well, shoot, either way, this isn't great news. Is it not? Now it's practically impossible to know which behaviors are coming from her own personal memories and not someone else. I guess, but I don't think it's that bad. Even once Sumika is in better shape mentally and Casimir can read her again, all these memories will be jumbled together in one big heap.
おかしいな。間違ってたのかな。
Okay, I need to stop worrying about whether her memories end up with mine and start just interacting with her as she is now, yeah. If nothing else, I can at least take advantage of the fact that she got my memories with Casimir to come up with some good conversation starters.
余計なこと考えるのやめた。頭痛くなっちゃうしね。
True? Let's avoid the headaches. Yeah, for sure. Wouldn't want that. Interesting, so she's convinced that her jumbled up memories are the source of her headaches, huh? Now, if only I could figure out what specific thoughts take more of a toll on her quantum conductive brain, then we'd really be getting somewhere. Well, we already know the answer to that. Anything with the beta, right? But right now she's able to sustain a casual conversation for much, much longer than before. I don't want to experiment with risky topics that might undo that progress.
やっぱり私の勘違いだった？
So much for letting it go. Clearly it's still bugging her. This could pose a problem. Oh wait, you're right. I do remember that day. Sorry, just slipped my mind for a sec.
たけるちゃんひどい。
I know, not cool. Sorry about that.
別にいいよ。
Huh?
関係ないことだから。
Oh. Just when I thought she was starting to loosen up a bit, she's gone right back to her old blank expression. So this is quite a difference from last night's intense mood swings. She may not be showing as broad a spectrum of emotions, but there's definitely some huge changes happening under the surface. In any case, she's making some serious progress. Keep it up, Sumita.
もういらない。
What, you're full already?
こんなもの食べても無駄だよ。
Come on, that's not true.
早く訓練に戻りたいよ。 殺したい。
The scary face. Well, now you're moving in a bad direction, but if I try to force the conversation onto a different topic, she'll just dismiss it as pointless. I might even induce another headache if I push too hard. I think I better try to slowly steer this into something at least tangent. I know this word because it's just tangent, but tangentially? Tangentially sounds wrong, but I'm just trying to say that. Related. Tangentially. Whatever. Hey, Sumika, what exactly do you do in training?
何言ってるの？あいつらを皆殺しにするための訓練に決まってるじゃん。
But is it in a simulator, I mean?
よくわかんないけど、ゲームみたいなやつだよ。ほら、たけるちゃんが好きだったさ。
So, yes. Huh? A video game?
早く続きをしたい。殺して殺して殺して、全部殺したい。
Hey, Sumika, you know about Valgron?
何言ってるの？そんなの
Because she's
当たり
taking
前
this
じ
from
ゃ
our
ん。
mind. I think I'm wrong about her being connected to all Sumika's minds. I might have just made that up. Huh. So she has been. She's taking Kasimi's memories and my memories and adopting them as her own. If that's the case, then even if I tried to use those memories to strike up a conversation, I'll never truly be talking to this world Sumika. I'll be talking to an amalgamation of her, myself, and Kasimi. Can I really call her Sumika if her memories are all fabricated? Is it really a good idea to use those memories as a base to kickstart her identity? I don't know. I do not have an opinion this time. For once. I feel like it's fine, but
もうないよ。そろそろ
maybe
戻ろ
not.
う。
Huh? Alright.
明日も一緒にお昼食べようね。
Oh, okay, sounds good.
またお弁当作ってきてあげるよ。
Sweet, looking forward to it. A lunchbox, huh? Is that another memory of mine she's adopted? Or did she used to make me lunch in this world too?
行こう、たけるちゃん。
Sorry, but I've got field training after this, so I can't walk you all the way back.
じゃあ、夜は一緒にいられる？
There's some emotion. I'll pop by sometime in the evening, but after that we're doing night combat training down in the city, and that's gonna run really late.
訓練？いいな。訓練。
Casimir said she'd come pick you up after lunch, so I'll hang around with you until then, okay?
私も一緒に訓練したいよ。
I know we're not supposed to, like, send her, but I do feel like if we are gonna be her escort, she probably should, like, meet with us and maybe even have, like, a couple training sessions just so she can get synchronized with the rest of the group. Hopefully Yuko permits that eventually, because I feel like it might be hard to, like, really adapt with the group if she's just introduced like the day of the mission, right? Sorry, no can do. Now you'd be a good girl and don't complain, or we won't be able to eat lunch together tomorrow. Not that I think that she's ready now, but like before the mission sometime. At least like a couple training sessions. Or maybe even just one,
そうか。
at least.
じゃあしょうがないね。
Yep, that's right. Damn it, I'm going about this so wrong. It shouldn't matter whether she resembles my world Sumita or this world Sumita. I'm the only one who cares about that. That was my thought. I didn't really want to say it because, like, it is important to Takaru, but to like the rest of the world, I think as long as she's stable, even if she is an amalgamation of three people, it's still fine for the purposes of the 00 unit fighting the beta, right? It's just more, yeah, yeah. As far as the rest of the world is concerned, she's totally irrelevant. As long as she's unmistakably human, all I need to do is focus on perfecting the 00 unit so we can actually stand a chance against the beta. If I put my own selfish desires before that, I'll be making the exact same mistake I did before, and I can't let that happen. Right now, humanity needs to come first. I can work on getting what I want after the job is done.
かすみちゃん、早く来ないかな。
She's tiny, man. Give her time. Yeah, I'd be happy too, man. The growth is crazy. Really?
確かに100%には程遠いけど、データを見る限り十分実用に耐える数値ね。
Implementation. What does that mean? Integrating her, actually? Like what I was saying?
少なくとも予定通り25日に運用評価試験を実施できるレベルよ。よくやってくれたわね。
Okay, so we already passed the bar. That's great. That's great news. Okay. Thanks, I appreciate it.
極東国連軍と帝国軍はあんたに最大級の感謝をするべきね。総力を挙げて準備していた評価試験。
I'm just saying, once we win, give us like a huge paycheck. I know we're not staying here, but let us ball, man. Wait, why the IJF? Group mission, maybe? They'll help? Okay, guess they are ready to learn about her. Sorry, I understand the UN's role in all of this, but why would the IJF be involved in the 00 unit's evaluation? I just want information. I don't care for the surprise. I'd really appreciate that. I want to know as soon as possible so I can plan accordingly. Sure. I'll take the compromise. Okay. Ooh, the famous hive. What, Sadogashima? But I thought this was just a practical assessment. The island is full on beta territory. There's a hive there and everything. I mean, true. But is it like... Yeah, I mean, they have to. But it's like the first mission, right? You don't want her to die. Then, who knows what'll happen if that happens. I was gonna say it'll take forever to make a new one, if possible. But they might just do Alternative 5. But I guess time isn't a luxury. This is crazy. It's just trying to toss her right into actual combat? Well, here's the good thing. At least that's not gonna be off screen for sure. We're definitely seeing that. That's hype. But you said she'd only be put on the front lines after passing the assessment. Okay, it was a technicality. It's a little sneaky, but whatever. What the hell, dude? Weren't you the one who kept saying Japan was on the front lines? Yeah, she was just, she was deceiving you, bro. It happens. That's just classic Yuko. Okay, but even so, don't you think it's a little early for this? She's not even completely stable yet. I mean, if it's successful, then Yeah, we're set for alternative 4. I mean, I don't think she's gonna die. Just say that. But I am worried about the rest of the crew. One of them could definitely die. Hopefully not, though. I realize that, but Sumika hasn't even trained in an actual TSF yet. She should at least. Yeah, but here's my argument, and I do think that she should like get some real practice in with the group. Like, sure, we can act as bodyguards, but it would be so much more useful if she's actually integrated. Again, maybe we don't have the time, but like if we're doing it in a couple days, I forgot what day is it. What did it show? It is the 22nd, so 3 days. I did at least like one session. Oh yeah, but still. It's not that, man. It's not just that. We're not scared of that. I mean, I'll do my duty, sure, but there's no way in hell we can take out an entire beta hive all by ourselves. So we're actually aiming to destroy the hive. I thought we were just like killing some beta to show her efficiency. But I guess they did say a hive mission. Didn't they? So why is Tatru so surprised? I thought they said hive mission. I guess he thought it would come after the practical assessment. Alright, fuck it. Let's go. This is real. We're doing it live. She did say she was looking into other options to compensate for a lack of battle-ready troops. I guess this is what she was talking about. So it's a joint operation then. I don't mind having the IJF on our squad. They've got some good pilots. After the huge debacle a couple of weeks back, I'm impressed you convinced them to cooperate on this. Plus, I'm sure the Shogun would be more than willing to help. Especially with Maya there too, right? I mean, I know she's not doing it just for that, but it's like sprinkles on top. Right, I remember Undersecretary Tamase mentioning that around the time the coup broke out. But I thought they were more or less forced into being the host country due to the fact that the Yokohama Hive was here, and they just shelled out the funds to establish the base and donated the military tax. But that proposal was entirely dependent on your theory, wasn't it? And now you're an agent of the UN forces. Now. Oh. Oh, so then does that mean your theory is imperial property, technically? Is that how it works? I mean, it made sense, I guess. It just depends if it's, like, since she made it there, it's their property, or if it just goes with her, and she owns it. I guess not, no. Interesting. So in other words, even though you're technically a member of the UN, you're still thinking of Japan first and foremost. I know Undersecretary Tamase was pretty sure every decision he made was ultimately aimed at improving Japan's future. That doesn't exactly sound like a cooperative relationship. Sure, I could see the government cooperating, but the IJF? Just judging from the coup d'etat incident, they sure as hell don't seem to like us very much. But if they are doing the mission, I'm sure they're not gonna backstab us. They'll put put that aside, you know, for the sake of humanity. Plus, again, it gives Japan a lot of, like, cred, right? That's important. If it's successful. I know soldiers are expected to set aside personal bias in the name of duty, which is what I said, but given that Captain Sagiri was able to stage such a huge rebellion, they've clearly got some serious anti-American and anti-UN elements in the ranks. I mean, I can now that he's saying it, I could see like something bad happening. Like some guys do. I mean, would it even look? I don't know if it looked good for Japan, but I can see someone sabotaging some conspiracy shit. We've never even practiced alongside the IGF before, and we're jumping straight into a joint operation with them. What makes you think this won't be a total disaster? Sorry, about what? What's she trying to say? That I already know the answer, but I'm pretending I don't? Have we? I guess... Was a joint operation when the Hive was charging to Yokohama, technically? But we didn't do anything. Huh? Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Because the IGF's not just the soldiers. We were working with the government to stop the coup. That's right. Alright, the UN troops were fighting alongside the IGF all across the country. Nice. Classic American L. Well, I didn't know that, but I guess it made sense. The government will do a lot of cleaning up after that to make sure it never happens again and maintains order. Huh? I mean, the Americans helped, but they also fucked it up. And they all died. So, I guess, yeah, sure. Technically. You didn't. So she planned this all? Or she foresaw all this? I mean, we know, like, there was some hands touching the two, but she foresaw all these benefits for this mission, is what he's implying. I mean, I can see it. I mean, her highness... why am I reading that? That's huge. I can definitely see, like, since we're the squad that saved Her Highness, and they know that we're going to be the center of the operation, there's probably, like, even the people who have some strong feelings will be like, oh, wait, these guys are cool as fuck. We'll allow it. Right? They signed on to this just for that? I mean, she did mention that it would serve as a huge bargaining chip, but still. Yeah, everyone wants it. It's just better. The IJF unit on this base, she must mean Lieutenant Tsukiyomi's Imperial Royal Guard unit. Yeah, I guess they're definitely coming with us. That's very reassuring. Kind of forgot about them. It's been a while since we saw them, right? They couldn't. It's just such a good deal for them. If we do successfully do it, it's huge news. First Hive defeated without just bombing the shit out of the land. I see. That explains why Sensei's so busy lately. She's been meeting with the IJF to draft up a strategy and prepare for this huge operation. But there's one thing that's still bugging me. Endures playing Until Then. What is that? That's what Yuto Sensei said back when the fighting first broke out. I highly doubt she was the mastermind behind the entire coup d'etat, but it's pretty plain to see that she's got a lot out of it. I mean, that's just Yuto, right? She always gets the most out of situations that she can. Juices them. Takes every drop. Clearly, she must have known a rebellion was imminent prior to it actually happening, but so decided to keep quiet about it and instead made a ton of preparations for it that would spin the outcome in her favor. Which of course would imply Chief Yoroi was on it too. In on it too.
何か言いたそうね。
Nope. Nothing at all.
そう
That's exactly what Yuto-sensei would have done, so there's no point in asking for confirmation. Yeah. I mean, it's just pointless anyways, though. Mia once mentioned how important it is to be able to flip a negative situation into a positive one. Yuto-sensei absolutely has the talent for that. What am I I know I've been reading some of the sentences wrong, but it flows nicely, so it's fine, right? Sorry. In terms of the quantum causality theory, that would mean that Yuto-sensei is far more apt than most at making subconscious decisions that lead to her ideal timeline. I think it's best that I leave all the political maneuvering and whatnot to her. I mean, we don't really have a choice. You're not... I'm sorry, Doctor, you're not doing any political maneuvering yourself, so... I don't need to be constantly expressing childish reservations. My job here is to help Sumita. She's what I need to be focusing on right now. I'm glad he's realizing that there's almost no point in arguing with her, unless you can actually do something. But even if you argue at this point, there's nothing that can be done, right? Save it for when there's actually a discussion to be had. Then I can find whatever it was that made me a causality conductor, get rid of it, and fix all the words I interfered with. I understand why they're participating in the joint operation now. I'll trust your discretion and continue to devote all my energy to tuning Sumita.
頼んだわよ。
We still have 2 days before the evaluation. I want to do everything I can before then to stabilize Sumita.
それは結構だけど、あんた自身の訓練がおろそかにならないようにね。本番
Yes, I realize that. Don't worry, but isn't ensuring Sumita's stability what's most important?
そうね。
Do you have any idea why she's suddenly so stable? Like, could you tell from her data or my reports? If I know what I'm doing right, it'll make my job a lot easier.
データはともかく、あんたのウサギ作戦が大成功
The rabbit gambit paid off. You love to see it. I mean, trust me, I'd love for that to be the reason, but how can you be so sure? Well, you gave the rabbit, and the next day she's super stable. It's just, you know, just correlation, right?
その理由、どうしても今聞きたい
Huh? Why are you about to drop another truth bomb on me?
まあ、あんたにとってはそうとも言えるわね。
Hit me with it. We've been bombed enough. I can take it. Huh, you actually think I can handle it? Here I figured you were getting my hopes up. Hell, I was convinced she'd evade the question before I even asked.
00ユニットの調律に関わるあんたの言動を今日まで見てきた結果だけど、私は今、利害が一致した人間として、あん
Hey,
たをかなり信用し始めているわ。
I like it. Huh?
あんたの精神的な成長に合わせて情報開示のコントロールをするつもりなのは変わらない。だけど、あんたが自力でたどり着いた疑問には答えてもいい頃だと思っているのよ。
So you're saying this answer might actually upset me. But you trust me enough now that you think I'll be able to handle it anyway? Alright then, if you think I've earned your trust, then I'd like you to tell me.
確かに微妙な話なんだけど、00ユニットもここまで安定しているし、もう種を明かしても大丈夫かしらね。本当にいいのね。
Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Yes.
ウサギ作戦が成功だって理由、それは
What
私の仮
hypothesis?
説が証明されたからよ。
Your hypothesis.
因果律量子論における因果動態仮説の一つをあんたがバッチリ実証してくれたから。
Huh?
彼女の変化には白金が因果動態であることが大きく関係している。
So, okay. That's not what I was expecting. What do you mean?
あっちの世界の鏡住処に因果動態である白金が関わることで、あんたに関する記憶が虚数時空間に。
Oh my god. And the memories that she set them up from the multiverse? Yes.
同様に因果動態である白金が関わることで、この世界の鏡住処、つまり00ユニットにその記憶が流れ込んでいるのよ。
I'm guessing this is because she's the 00 unit, or there's something with her quantum brain, right? Because, also I was definitely, I mean, this just confirms I was definitely wrong about her brain connecting to other Sumitos, but because we know that our causality stuff doesn't affect other people in this verse, because she has, for whatever reason, her quantum brain makes her causality affect her differently. Huh? Wait, but you told me this world would be safe because it had a higher concentration of causality. Doesn't this flip that theory on its head? Then, am I going to start causing horrific tragedies to occur in this world too?
心配しなくてもいいわ。因果動態としての影響力が現れるのは、主体世界であるこの世界から客体世界に関わった時のみだから。
Yeah, that's what we thought. So how does Sumita fit into this? So then why is this world Sumita receiving memories from that world?
世界は平行を求める。その影響で因果動態を介して因果情報のやり取りが発生するのよ。
Right, you told me that in the other world.
因果のやり取りに順序があることも話したわね。
Huh? We have?
ああ、そうね。あっちの私が話したはずだけど、もう一度言うわ。
What? Even though the other sincerity told me? Oh, well, maybe she didn't go into that much detail. I'm a little foggy on what she said too, so this is nice.
まず、因果動態の影響で客体世界に因果の欠損が発生し、次にその欠損領域に主体世界からの因果が流入する。これが順序。
I'm with you. Oh, so that's what she's talking about, right? Yuto-sensei did say that the people who lost their memories would be the most susceptible to rogue causality from this world.
一つ聞くけど、あんたから見て、あっちの私に因果動態の影響は何かあった？
No, not really. She even told me she wasn't.
ところが、実際は影響があったのよ。
Huh?
あっちの私も白金に関わる記憶は流出していたのよ。もちろん、因果の軽い最近の記憶。
She did say, didn't she say she like printed out all the information she has of me and interactions and stuff, like on paper, just in case? But I'm guessing we didn't know that she was actually losing the memories, but she did have a backup plan. But she had instructions from you on how to prevent that, right? She should have been just fine. You told her to write down all of her memories of me and record our conversations, then review them on a regular basis. That's why she was safe, isn't it?
その対策があったから、白金に関する記憶を結果的に失わなかっただけ。記憶の流出自体はそれとは別にちゃんと発生していたのよ。
I see. So it was just that Sumita and her diaries. Only difference is that Yuto-sensei and I didn't share any romantic feelings for each other, so the effects weren't as drastic.
つまり、記憶が流出しても対策によって欠損領域が発生しなかったことで、この世界の因果の流入する余地がなかったってこと。
And did those... I'm trying to like get what she's getting at. And did those like overflow to the multiverse? So with that, maybe because we don't really know Sumika's condition when we left, except it was something bad in the hospital. Maybe she can't take any more of that causality we gave her and it's flowing back into the multiverse. But then how would the Sumika slurp them up? I don't know. I don't think I'm tricking at all. But then if Yuto-sensei was arrested immediately after sending me back here, she wouldn't have been able to review those records anymore and she'd forget all about me. Knowing her, though, I'm sure she took some form of precautions to ensure her safety.
仮に発生したとしても、こっちの私が生きている以上、 目立った影響はなかったと思うけど。
Yeah. Yeah. Right, that applies to the rest of my squad mates too.
あっちの私から吸い出された記憶がどうなるかっていうと、虚数時空間に漂うことになるはずだわ。
They're just vibing
あんたが転移の旅にばらまいた
in a dark corner.
虚数時空間にはそういったものと同じような因果情報が無数に存在すると考えられているわ。それはそれぞれの世界の記憶そのものから日常的に流出している因果情報よ。
Yeah, and when the fortune tellers and psychics predict the future, they're actually using a sort of sixth sense that allows them to perceive that information, right? Unless they're scam artists, but yeah. So yeah, she went over this though.
その通り。しかもそれは世界を無理やりつないだ場合とは違って、世界観の因果的な高低差とは無関係に情報を受け取ることができるらしいわ。つまり、虚数空間に存在する因果情報は受け手の能力によって選別され、引き寄せられるというわけ。
And hold on, and because this Sumika has the quantum brain, she can work like those psychics, but to a greater extent where she can just pull those memories easier, right? And that's why she's taking all the Sumika memories that got shot out to the multiverse. I think that's right. I think that's the answer. And you think that's how Sumika got those memories in this world? It wasn't a direct result of me being a causality conductor then? It's just an after effect.
そうかしら。あんたが戻ってくる前の00ユニットのデータに、あっちの鏡
Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Well, yeah, but what do you expect? She just regained her body and was dealing with extreme sensory overload. Not to mention traumatic flashbacks. Isn't it possible that that this just flew under the radar?
確かにそれもゼロではないはずだけど、彼女が白金を返してあっちの鏡住処の記憶を受け取ったという仮説を補強する別の事例があるのよ。
Do it then. I dare you. Double dare you. You can, but how?
いるのよ。あっちの世界の白金に関わる記憶を持っている人間が。
Huh?
しかもその人はあんたと頻繁に接触している。当然、未来予知や占いの能力なんて持っていない。
Yuto? But she just said she didn't receive them. All I can think of is Casimir, but Casimir does kind of have powers. So who else would it be? Who is it? She talking about Casimir? I don't think so.
私よ。
It is her. But I thought she just said she didn't. Could be wrong. Huh? I mean, she keeps referring to her like learning stuff from her other self, so I guess that's what that was all about. She's absorbed the memories of my world's Yuto sensei? Are you serious?
本当よ。ただし、因果の軽い最近のものだけね。
Yeah, the one she let go of. So then the reason Sensei knew what happened over there without me telling her wasn't because she read it in the letter that her other self stuffed in her lab coat pocket?
だからって都合よく思い出せるような代物じゃないのよ。かなり潜在的な記憶として流入しているからね。
Freaky. What do you mean?
さっき私が因果のやりとりに順序があるってこと、あんたに話したって勘違いしてたでしょ。
Yes.
あれはあっちの私の記憶とこの世界の私の記憶を別のものだって判別できなかったからなの。
And that means we really can't do anything about Sumika's memories because she really does believe it's her own. If it's the same effect as what's happening to Yuto right now. But you immediately corrected yourself, didn't you? You said she told you about it in her letter.
あれはあんたの反応と状況からそういう結論にたどり着いて口で
Because
そう
she's
言った
smart.
だけ。
Oh, I see.
そうなることを理論で分かっている私でさえ、流入したあっちの記憶ともともと持っていた記憶とを識別するのは難しいのよ。流入した記憶を元の持ち主と同じレベルで鮮明に思い出すことができれば、 はっきり差がわかるんだけど、それは理論上絶対にできないはずだからね。
Yeah, because you can't sort them out. What makes you say that?
それは流出させる記憶の関連付けを因果動態が
Yeah,
決定したから
that's
よ。
yeah.
だからどうしても関連情報に欠落がある。
I see. So that's why she couldn't rack her brain to retrieve the necessary equations to complete her theory, for example. Yeah, so even though they were there at the time, she just couldn't do it. Okay.
確認はしていない
Because
け
of
ど、
the fat.
記憶の流入は私だけじゃなく、榊や剣にも発生しているはずよ。
Yeah, but they can't access it. But like a sudden flash might happen and they might be like, what the fuck? What? Shouldn't that we be a little more worried about that?
全く問題ないわ。
Yeah, it's inconsequential, basically. Why not?
まず、この世界オリジナルの記憶との関連付けができない以上、相当
Yeah.
なきっかけを与えない限り、記憶として思い出す
I mean, it could be bad if it happened, but like, it's not really. I mean, most of those are happy memories, and how are we gonna trigger those to pop up? Unless maybe you've seen Sumita could trigger some of those, but that's about it from what I can think of.
そして万が一、何かのきっかけで思い出せたとしても、この世界の人間はそれを夢か空想だと考えるでしょうね。彼女たちは別の確率世界が存在
Yeah,
する
but
のを
at the end of
知
the
り
day,
も
it's
しない
probably just inconsequential, like you're
あん
saying.
たの言う元の世界だっていう情報も知らない。仮に知っていたとしても、関連情報の欠落が補えない以上、その記憶にまつわる漠然とした思いや印象しか心に残らないはずよ。
That being said, I'd love Tama to get a flash of inspiration and start rocking the collar and tail again. That'd be very funny. I see. Yeah, that is kind of how dreams feel. Like you could have a dream in which all your friends were elementary schoolers again, for example, and it would pretty much be on par for the course. To the people of this world, memories of a peaceful world without the beta at all probably would feel like nothing more than a dream, sadly.
流入した記憶は自分のオリジナルと区別がつかない。記憶の復元にはきっかけと関連付け、欠落情報の保管が必要。ここまで話せばもうわかるでしょ。
Do you mind if I talk myself through this?
どうぞ。
I mean, I get it now, I think. By interacting with me, the 00 unit absorbs stray memories from the otherworld Sumita. And whether romantic or not, we can at least be sure that Sumita had strong feelings for me in this world before I died. True. Since that emotion correlates with how my world Sumita felt about me, none of these memories feel out of place, so she's begun to adopt them as her own. And while they may have been fragmentary, at first she's slowly been filling the contextual gaps with the images Casimir projected on her and the ones she's read from both our minds. And the thing with Sumita specifically is, since her mind was so damaged and almost like, it was almost like a clean slate for those memories to just stick to her, the causality memories, compared to a normal person's whose brain is fully working. Right, who already have all those lived experiences, and while the Sumita did, the fact that I don't know the trauma and stuff kind of made it into a blank, and the fact that she's been just a brain for a while. In other words, we'd already given her plenty of contextual information to work with, so she was all set to integrate those memories into her psyche. All she needed was a trigger, and that's why the rabbit plan was a success, right?
おおむねその通りよ。そして今日のサバ味噌定食も結果的にはかなり良かったわ。
Nice. What, the stuff we had for lunch?
鏡住処のリーディングで社に発生した記憶の自己同一化現象が
Yeah.
00ユニットにも発生するという確証を得られたのよ。このまま順調にいけば、この世界の鏡住処オリジナルの記憶も芋づる式に回復していくはずだわ。
I see. So basically, we'd be working backward, drawing out our old memories by establishing correlations with the new ones. If I can help her get back her own memories, that'll be a huge relief. I know it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, but I kind of felt bad about just overwriting them.
とにかくあんたは 今のところ私の期待に十分応えている。正直に言えば感謝すらしているわ。
You know, based on what you just told me, it almost sounds like there was more to me getting this job than just she reacts differently to you, see if you can figure something out. Yeah, she had the theory, and she thought that as a piece, maybe we can prove it.
たったそれだけの理由で人類存亡の鍵を握る最重要兵器を個人の裁量で何とかしろだなんて言うわけないわ。
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't do something that crazy unless there was more to it.
それは賢明なことだわ。
There's no way in hell she'd have trusted me with something so important without some sort of rationale. I knew there had to be something she wasn't telling me.
因果状態
Classic.
によって引き起こされる因果交換現象は理論上の可能性としては予測されていたわ。だから想定しうるあらゆる状況の対策を考えてあっちの世界の私に数式をオーダーしに行くあんたに持たせたのよ。
Right. I remember the other Yuto sensei mentioning that the instructions accounted for the possibility of me running back there to escape from this world and being unable to return.
その現象を実際に確認できたのは数式をオーダーしたあんたが戻ってきた後よ。
You mean you couldn't tell immediately? How would she be able to?
そうね。あの後何度か会っているうちに身に覚えのないあんたとの記憶が認識できたのよ。さっきも言ったけど自分の理論と仮説を知らなければ記憶のバックアップシステムのバグだと思う程度だったわ。
But how did he manage to confirm they weren't yours?
あんたが数式を回収してきた転移実験の直後、
Oh my
バッ
god.
クアップ装置のログと最新
Yeah,
の
I mean,
記
this
憶を比較
works.
して
She only found it out because she's super smart, basically. And she had all these systems in place. I see. So you knew this was happening even way back then. In which case, I probably would have ended up going back to the other world regardless. Even if Sergeant Jinguji hadn't died and I hadn't run away, Sensei would have probably made up some half-assed excuse about it being necessary to complete the 00 unit and save this world, and I would have fallen for it. But at least if things happened that way, the other Marimo-chan wouldn't have had to die. Just unfortunate.
それ以降はあんたと会った後に必ずその作業をすることでオリジナルの記憶と流入した記憶を識別して認識していたんだけど。
I wonder if whenever she just thinks about Marimo-chan, she gets the causality memories about forcing her to cosplay.
さすがに
That'd be
ここの
funny.
ところ忙しくてね。ちょっとサボったせいでさっきみたいな勘違いをしたってわけ。
So basically, we can be pretty certain I was the one who brought Sumika's memories back here. Sensei, I don't mean for this to sound critical, but
何よ。
why didn't you just tell me all of this when you first gave me the tuning assignment? Yeah, was there a reason not to? I mean, I feel like it would have helped me bring the 00 unit closer to completion in a much more efficient manner.
一度でも逃げ出したあんたをそこまで信用できなかった。
Really? I mean, I guess like she gave us the tuning thing right away, but she gave us a little test to test our mental, and she wasn't sure still. Because I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember exactly when she let up. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Maybe those little mental tests were after we already accepted the job, so I could be completely wrong. But if it was if he accepted the job after the mental test, then I feel like she probably could have trusted us more at that point. Well, I can definitely understand that, but it still feels a little off.
そうかしら。
What I'm about to say is probably going to sound conceited, but please don't take it the wrong way.
いいわよ。言ってごらんなさ
You
い。
can be a little rude to her. Based on everything you just told me, you couldn't possibly have tuned the 00 unit without my cooperation. I mean, true. She couldn't make it, she couldn't tune it. We're a big part.
どうしてそう思うの？
Because then she wouldn't be able to fill in the blanks. And that's the only reason she's having this big growths. And I do think it's probably possible that even without us, she could eventually like gain her memories, but the process would take way longer and probably wouldn't be ready in time for the practical assessment. Well, even back when Sumiko was still a brain, you knew how unstable her sight was from Kasumi's readings. There's no way you would have selected her as the candidate to convert to the 00 unit unless you were positive you'd be able to stabilize her after the fact. Oh, he's saying that like, okay. Like from the beginning of the creation. So even though she's treating us as a pawn, we've like literally been like, we're like a fucking queen in her plan or something. If Sumita's the team, we're like integral. And yes, I'd recognize that you completed the procedure after I had already run away, so maybe you could have managed without me. It's entirely possible that you could have gotten her up to a bare bones level of functionality just by giving her a convincing artificial body and projecting the images Kasumi had already taken from me. But I really don't think you would have gambled on this unless you knew for a fact she'd be able to carry out her mission as a 00 unit. The only way I could see you pursuing this approach is if you knew ahead of time that if I ever tried to run away, I'd eventually come back to this world. Sorry, one sec. Of course, that's not to say that you planned on me running away or on Sergeant Guji's death for that matter. But you're definitely the kind of person who finds a way to take advantage of events no matter how disastrous they might seem. And more importantly, I've seen firsthand just how meticulous you are in the planning process. Anything that could possibly go wrong, you've got countermeasures for. In retrospect, it's actually pretty amazing that they managed to blindside her with alternative 5 enactment in the other timeline. It's possible you only let me run away because you already had a contingency plan for how to do this without me, but from what I've seen, I sincerely doubt that. You told your other self how to send me back here and lied to her to ensure Sumita's memories would be sucked into this world. You made up an excuse to explain my absence to the rest of the unit and kept my room just the way I left it. You modified the transfer device so nobody would forget me while I was in the other world. You didn't cancel the work being done on my Shiranui and still had them ship it out for me. Got her. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but this will force her to acknowledge us at least, which is a dub. The fact that you made all these arrangements seemed to imply that you were banking on me coming back from the very beginning. Which is why I have a hard time believing you just happened to let me go, and then just happened to revise your plans to include me once I got back. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. You don't have to confirm or deny any of it. Because I don't need to know the answer, all I need to do is what I came here for. And it doesn't really matter. But, yeah. But we're just saying, we know. We know we're important, okay? We see through it. Fair enough. Yeah, and knowing Tantra's a causality conductor and Sumika being like the most important person or feeling this strongest about him helps. It helps a lot for the facts, huh? I see, so she didn't learn that from the memory she absorbed then. Yeah, I'd assume so too. That is actually a good answer, right? Because she can read our mind, so if we knew about the effects, it could mess up the process. That's actually a good answer. True. Yeah, I did point.
女の記憶の関連付けができるまではあんたには話さないって決めてたのよ。
But I've been treating this tuning like a mission and carefully calculating a lot of what I say and do around her. Wouldn't she have seen those thoughts too?
そうは言うけど、あんたは鏡澄香に対する恋愛
Yeah.
感情をゼロにはしなかったはずよ。市場が
She can still feel your feelings toward her, so it felt fine. Yeah.
はっきり言うけど、いくら恋人にそっくりでも、普通の人間は作り物に恋愛感情は抱かないものよ。
What the heck did you just say? Call her? Sorry, I need to Google that word. That's some new tech. Facsimile? Facsimile. An exact copy, written, especially of a written or printed material.
Facsimile.
Facsimile. I've never heard that word in my life. But yeah, similar to copy, reproduction, duplicate, photocopy, mimeograph. Okay, it's just, yeah, another word for replica or whatever. Doppelganger. That's a cool word. Learning, I mean, we're already learning. I mean, this causality stuff's not real, but we are learning real stuff here. My vocabulary is expanding.
正直に言えば、鏡澄香の外見と精神を持った00ユニットをあんたが憎む可能性の方が高いと思っていたわ。だからこっちも慎重になった。あんたが鏡澄香と同じ思いを00ユニットへ寄せるような最大限の準備と努力をしたのよ。
So then, why did you make a point of emphasizing the fact that she wasn't human? Was that a ploy to appeal to my emotions too?
それはあんたの想像に任せるわ。私は利害が一致していればそんなことどうでもいいのよ。
I mean, none of this at this point is significant. It's just interesting to learn. Sensei.
でも、さっきも言った、あんたに感謝しているっていうのは本当。正確に言えば、あんたの鏡澄香に対する思いに感謝しているのよ。
You could have just said the first part and we would be happy, but fine.
今日の話で分かったでしょ？ 00ユニット。いえ、彼女が完成するかどうかはあんたにかかってるのよ。
Yep.
頼んだわよ。
We're on the job. I know. What a day. Hey, we didn't see nighttime training. And we completed episode 8. No tears left to shed. This could actually be Sumita. I know we've been saying it, but this time maybe. With all her memories integrated. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Pretty great. And then the Sumita progress is crazy. Causality information. You know how I both love it and how much it confuses me. And we got a big mission ahead of us. And we got 2 days to prepare. Hopefully we can. Wonder how night training did. It's alright, it's alright. I don't mind the action steps, because we're gonna get some crazy action soon enough. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time on some more Muv Luv Alternative. Later.